Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Indie Zone podcast. My name is Kathy. There has been some activity in the Idaho4 defamation case that we have been reporting to you on periodically here on the podcast and also on our YouTube channel. It is the case styled as Scofield versus Guillard, case number 322 CV 00521. It's a civil case, not a criminal case, civil case for money damages in Idaho federal court. It was filed, as we had previously advised you, back on December 21st, 2022, to count complaint for defamation. Ms. Scofield, who is a history professor at the University of Idaho, has already prevailed on her 2 counts on liability as to the defamation claims, and what is left in the lawsuit is damages. What, if anything, should the future jury award Ms. Scofield from Ashley Guillard? She has been described in this lawsuit as a TikToker, a tarot card reader, who had made some content regarding Ms. Scofield. So right now, matters are heading toward trial next year in February in Idaho, in Boise, federal court, not state court. The recent activity is, we had previously informed you that the federal court had issued a pretrial order to include motions in limine. What is a motion in limine? Motion is a request or an application for a written court order, granting something, granting some remedy, granting some relief. In limine is before trial. So in other words, the parties, per the pretrial order, had until September 2nd, 2025, to file their motions in limine with respect to the upcoming jury trial set for February in Boise. And the only motion in limine that either side filed came from Ms. Guillard, and we had previously provided some content regarding this motion to exclude expert testimony. Ms. Scofield had named 2 trial experts, potentially, Rebecca Bond and Rebecca Talent. And what Ms. Guillard did in this motion in limine is she was seeking to strike both witnesses from being able to testify at the future trial on behalf of the plaintiff, Ms. Scofield. And she filed a very lengthy paper with various attachments. The other side, whenever someone is seeking some sort of remedy, such as Ms. Guillard is doing here, the striking of potential expert witnesses, well, the other side has the opportunity to respond. And the plaintiff did. On September 16th, filed a response in opposition to the motion to exclude expert testimony of Rebecca Bond and Rebecca Talent. The issue that the defendant had raised was primarily that these 2 witnesses were not competent to get up in front of a jury to testify on what the plaintiff had alleged that they would testify for. The plaintiff came back and said, no, judge, they are perfectly competent. They meet the rules for expert witnesses, and here's why. And then the defendant came back on the 23rd of September and filed what's called a reply. And she now is rebutting what the plaintiff had stated in her response. Judge, these 2 witnesses need to be excluded from the trial. Please strike them. Please grant this motion in limine. So at this point, we're waiting for a ruling from the federal court as to whether plaintiff's 2 experts that were disclosed in the case will be permitted to testify at trial or not. There are other pretrial deadlines that are coming up, and as there's more activity in the federal case, as matters speed toward trial, we will, of course, keep you advised. This is Kathy. Thank you for joining us here today.